You are tuned into Be Bold Radio, breaking barriers over lives daily. This is the place for you to learn strategies and tools to turn your business, your dreams, and your goals into a reality. Thanks for tuning in to Be Bold Radio. This is your host, Dymeata B, and you're listening to episode number 119. In today's episode, I want to share with you 4 characteristics that I believe will always cause me to win. You know, I recorded this podcast a couple weeks ago, and I had to do it over because I had to add an extra characteristic, and just to look over my life and, you know, from the past, the present, and looking towards my future. I am confident that I will always win, and you can always win with these 4 characteristics. And I started to ask God, what is it about me that attracts people to me? What is it? What is it that I'm doing? You know, I'm not a celebrity. I'm not well known globally yet. I'm, you know, a mom, a wife. I am out here hustling just like the next person. What attracts people to me? And why are they inspired by me? And I began to ask him, God, you know that, you know, I was born an overcomer. God created us to overcome everything, every situation, any situation. And I believe that there are some characteristics that God has already put in us and empowered us with that will always cause us to win. God created every fight for us to win. And so I want to go over these 4 characteristics that will always cause us to win. The one is resilience. You know, being able to withstand or recover quickly from any situation. You know, I always share my story when I'm speaking. Frequently I share my story on how my husband and I, I started in entrepreneurship, and my husband had just gotten a job in Chicago, and we were behind on our car notes. And it was so hard for us. We were in a very, very hard and, difficult season in our lives. And it was just like we were behind in our rent. We were behind with our car notes. It was just everything was hitting left and right. And I knew that God had downloaded a dream on the inside of me to start this cosmetic line. And what I discovered was, even though you have a dream, that does not negate your problems. Your problems are not going to go away because you have this big dream, because you have this desire to do more, to be more, to have more. You know, it does not negate it. And so what I had to develop was resilience. I had to be able to weather the storm no matter what was going on around me. And being able to withstand and recover and still move in the direction of my dream, because dreams do come true. And so being resilient, I talk about how we were both behind on our car notes, and my husband had just got a good job in Chicago, and we tried to set up payment arrangements with the company, and, you know, they actually honored our payment arrangements, but they still came and got the car. And it was hurtful. It was embarrassing. It was frustrating because we needed the cars to move on, to get around, you know? And so I remember at this time of transition, we had just got put out of our apartment. It was just hard times. We were living in a hotel, and many people don't even know my story. They don't even know the story unless I share it with them. But we were living in a hotel. I'll never forget. We were at Best Western. And I went outside. My best friend wanted to go have lunch or go have breakfast. And so I told her, I said, okay, I'll meet you. And I walked outside to the car, and my car was gone. It was completely gone. And I was like more hopeful that somebody had taken the car or, you know, stole the car. I'm like, I hope somebody stole the car. I hope they didn't come repo the car. And sure enough, they came and repoed the car with all of our stuff, belongings in the car. And I remember this happened a few days before my husband's car got repoed. So we were sitting at the hotel with no car. So I turned around, obviously, to go back to the hotel room. And I told my husband, I said, our cars are gone. They came and got the car. And I remember, I'll never forget it. My husband was on a Saturday. My husband cut on the worship music, and we just began to praise and just worship God for everything he had done already. And we also began to praise him for what he was about to do, because we knew something was about to break through for us because of all of the hell that was going through. And I knew, and my husband knew, that if we just could withstand this storm, that we would see the light at the end of the tunnel. We knew that we would see breakthrough. And sure enough, God began to open doors for us. And so I believe that being resilient in your life, no matter where you are listening to this, being resilient, no matter what's going on in your family, your relationships, your finances, you cannot give up. You have to keep going no matter what. You have to withstand this storm and recover quickly. Because when your opportunity arises, you cannot still be focused on your problems, but you got to stay focused on the promise. The second characteristic that has caused me to win in every area of my life is being resourceful. Everything I learn is not for me. What I learn, I am responsible for teaching. What you learn up until this point, you are responsible for teaching. Every day I ask God, fill me up, only to empty me again. I don't want to stay full. I don't want my cup to remain full. I want my cup to run over. And when it runs over, I want to empty it. I want to give back. I want to be resourceful. I want to supply a need. Everything we learn is not for us. Everything God has taught you up until this point, you are responsible for teaching someone else. When God began to teach the disciples and he mentored them, he didn't do that just for them to be around him, just for him to have some people around him. He did that so they can go out and teach. They can go out and preach the gospel. So we have to learn how to be resourceful in our generation, in our city, on social media, in our families, in our business. We have to learn how to be resourceful. Because if you give back, you'll never lack. When you give and you teach, you will never lack. Stop hoarding all of your information. You will always be successful and you will always win when you teach, when you give information, when you are a resourceful person. Resourceful people are not selfish. They're always looking to help somebody get through it because they knew they had to get help to get through it. So always be resourceful. And that's one thing I'm confident of. I know that I am a person of resources. And so I'm always willing to help somebody. I'm always willing to do that because I know how hard it was for me. And so I know God didn't bring me through, and he's not bringing me through just for me. It's for somebody else. It's for the next person. The third characteristic that will always cause you and I to win is being relentless, being persistent, always looking for our next opportunity, always looking for that next door. We have to stop giving up at our first no or our second no or the delays. And I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to me as well. But we cannot give up just because someone said no, just because the door closed, just because they rejected you. You have to be relentless. And being in business, you're going to experience rejection. You're going to experience the no's. You're going to experience delays. And I'm sorry, you're not qualified. I'm sorry, we don't want your business, or, we're not interested. You're going to get those. But you have to remember what God has commissioned you to do. And if you have a passion to do what you're doing, you got to be relentless, because you're going to have those down times where things aren't looking good or business is slow, or the money is not coming in like you want it to come in. But you have to be relentless. And I know in my personal business, there are times I've been frustrated, like, Lord, what is going on? I'm doing what you told me to do. But it's like when you don't give up, when God sees how faithful you are to that dream, God, he will reward you. I promise you. There are times I don't even market my lipstick the way I know I could. And I still have new customers. I have repeat customers, and I'm so grateful to that. Now I'm moving to the next level to get customers that I don't even know, customers or more influencers. I'll put it that way. So I'm on a whole nother level at studying my craft and studying my business. And so to some, they're like, oh, is Bebo still? Oh, Bebo is still running well. People still love my lipstick. And what I give out quality and excellence. And I'm passionate about, and I'm not only passionate about what I do, I am my first fan. And so I have to remember that because God has given me this dream, given me this idea, giving me the creativity and the grace to do what I do, no matter what and how it looks, I will not give up. I will be persistent. When one door closes, you have to know that that must be somebody else's door. I'm not fit for that door. There's another door or a window that God is preparing for me. So don't give up, because your answer is closer than you think. And you're going to always win if you remain relentless. Stop giving up. I don't know who needs to hear this, but stop giving up. Stop starting and stopping because you didn't get what you expected or things didn't go the way you anticipated. Ask God to give you another strategy, another idea, another answer, because he'll give it to you if you ask. The fourth characteristic is risk taking. One thing that I do, I love taking risk. I love stepping outside of my norm, and I do it, and it scares the hell out of me, but I do it. I do it in fear. You know, recently I posted a post on Instagram that said, have courage, because courage is not the absence of being fear or having fear. It means it's not allowing the fear to stop you. There are so many things I've done. I felt like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing, but I did it in fear, but I did it. And some of the things I've done, I was the first to do. You know I was one of the first to do a podcast in my region where I live. I know that I was the first to do my cosmetic line, and a nice, good quality cosmetic line. I did everything in fear. Don't allow fear to paralyze you. It will keep you longer than you anticipated, and it will keep you stuck. And I share this as well. You all may have heard this story in the Bible about the man at the pool of Bethesda. This man was sick. He could not walk. And there was a pool at his reach that he could have dipped in to get healed. And he allowed fear to paralyze him, because he had many opportunities to do it, many opportunities to step out of his norm. But fear kept him sitting at the side instead of getting in. And so I don't know who needs to hear this. I don't know where you are in your life, but don't be afraid to take risks. Don't be afraid to step in the pool. And this story I want to share with you, because this is some revelation that, it makes my heart beat fast when I mention this revelation. I shared it with my husband years ago. Just imagine yourself being at a pool. You and your friends are at this pool. And we know that whenever you get in the pool, you jump in that pool, it's normally cold. It's not the temperature that you are before you get in that pool. And one of your friends, they jump in, and now they're swimming back and forth in the pool. They jump back out, they dive back in, easier than the first time. And you're still standing there at the pool because you're afraid for that temperature, for your body to adapt to that cold temperature. But once you dip in that temperature, your body adjusts to that cold temperature. Or once you jump in that pool, your body adjusts to that temperature. And now it's normal. Now you feel comfortable. Now you're okay. Now you can freely swim and dive in and all of that good stuff. But guess what? You never could do any of that until you jumped in. Sometimes just taking that one risk and for not overthinking what's going to happen, just jumping in and allowing your body to adjust to your new normal. That's taking risks. That's doing something in fear, but not allowing the fear to stop you. So I want you to know that you can win in every area of your life. When people will become attracted to you, attracted to your business, attracted to your vibration, to your energy, when you are resilient, when you are resourceful, when you are relentless, and when you are a risk taker. Nothing can stop you when you develop these 4 characteristics. And I believe in my life, these characteristics has kept my business, and it is continuing to help me soar in life, no matter what situations I face. Be resilient, be resourceful, be relentless, and take risk. Until next time, continue to believe, be original, and live your dreams. Hey guys, I want you to log on to justbebold.com and order my latest book, The Power of Focus. In this book, there are strategies that will give you the mindset to achieve all your goals. This is your opportunity to learn my secrets to living your dreams by adopting this mindset. I encourage you to follow my method and apply it for a complete transformation. This is your opportunity to unleash your power of focus and be among the greats. Log on to justbebold.com and order the Power of Focus. Again, that's www.justbebold.com.